Today I have another listening practice video for you, and surprise, surprise, we're going to be listening to the Australian accent again. Now it's supposed to rain this afternoon, and I've actually been hearing quite a fair bit of thunder today, so you will also probably hear some thunder in today's video. Oh, there you go. Cue the thunder. My name is Karen, and on my channel I help you bridge the gap between the English that you learn in the classroom and the English that's actually used in real life. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to press the subscribe button so that you don't miss any of my future videos. Now today I have an interview for you, and the person being interviewed is Chris Hemsworth, the Australian actor who plays Thor in the Marvel movies, who you probably already know. Now, it's an interview, so it's not scripted, which means he's not reading the lines for one of his movies. He's having a real-life conversation with someone, the interviewer. So as per usual, I'm going to play the file 4 times, twice at the normal speed and another 2 times at a slightly slower speed. And I'd like you to see if you can get the general gist of what he's talking about, if you can understand the general meaning of what he's saying. And I'd like you to answer 3 questions. The first question, what 2 sports does he mention? The second question, what part of his body does he mention? And the third question, what do you think he says about that part of his body? Okay, let's go.
It's funny, when I was 12, I thought, that was all that existed for me was AFL. And I won the best and fairest. I think it was the runner-up the following year. And then, as you say, I did my shoulder, and that took me out for a while. And I planned on coming back. And I was surfing a lot more during that time in the lead up to doing my shoulder. And then I missed surfing more than I did football. It's funny, when I was 12, I thought, that was all that existed for me was AFL. And I won the best and fairest. I think it was the runner-up the following year. And then, as you say, I did my shoulder, and that took me out for a while. And I planned on coming back. And I was surfing a lot more during that time in the lead up to doing my shoulder. And then I missed surfing more than I did football. It's funny, when I was 12, I thought, that was all that existed for me was AFL. And I won the best and fairest. I think it was the runner-up the following year. And then, as you say, I did my shoulder, and that took me out for a while. And I planned on coming back. And I was surfing a lot more during that time in the lead up to doing my shoulder. And then I missed surfing more than I did football. It's funny, when I was 12, I thought, that was all that existed for me was AFL. And I won the best and fairest. I think it was the runner-up the following year. And then, as you say, I did my shoulder, and that took me out for a while. And I planned on coming back. And I was surfing a lot more during that time in the lead up to doing my shoulder. And then I missed surfing more than I did football.
How was that? Was that difficult or easy? Could you get the general gist of what he was talking about? Let me know in the comments below so that I can choose harder or easier exercises for you in future videos. It's funny, when I was 12, I thought that was all that existed for me was AFL. And won the best and fairest. I think I was the runner-up the following year. And then, as you say, I did my shoulder. And that took me out for a while. And I planned on coming back, and I was surfing a lot more during that time in the lead up to doing my shoulder, and then I missed surfing more than I did football. Okay, let's study this. Firstly, the 2 sports that he mentions are surfing and the AFL. Now, I talked about surfing in this video, so I'm going to be talking about the AFL in today's video, later in the video. So he talks about the 2 sports, surfing and AFL, and then he talks about injuring his shoulder. So his shoulder is the part of his body that he mentions in this interview. Okay, so let's talk about some of the words and phrases that he uses in today's interview. Wow, the thunder. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's quite loud over here. Anyway, so the AFL. So the AFL stands for, it's like my background music. Anyway, AFL. So the AFL stands for Australian Football League, and it's the main competition for Australian rules football, or Aussie rules. And it's one of the most popular sports in Australia, and particularly so in Victoria, where the game originated, or where it came from. Now, football in general is very popular in Australia, and we actually have 3 different football codes. So the AFL, like I just mentioned, Rugby League, and Rugby Union. Now, you may already know this sport as football. You may already call it football in your country. But in Australia, because we already have 3 different types of football, we actually call this sport soccer. And to make things even more confusing, there is a soccer team called the Sydney FC, which stands for the Sydney Football Club. And the Football Federation Australia is the organisation that is in charge of this sport in the country. Now, even though there are so many sports, you can usually tell which football code someone is talking about. And even if you can't, just ask them. Sports fans always want to tell you why their football code is the best code, and they're more than happy to tell you all about their favourite football code, and of course all about their favourite team. He then talks about winning the best and fairest. Now, in Aussie rules and in the other football codes as well, this award is given to the player who played the best in the game or the season, and who didn't break any of the rules during that game or that season. So he won the best and fairest in one year, and then he was runner-up in the following year. Now, the runner-up is the person who comes second in a race or a competition. Then he says, I did my shoulder. Now, if someone did their shoulder or did their shoulder in, this expression means that they have injured it. So they have somehow hurt their shoulder. They've done something to their shoulder. You can't see her, but she's here. Hi, pretty girl. Hello. She's here. Now, if someone did their something, this something tends to be a major part of their body. So it's a rather important or large part of their body. Oh, she's gone. So I did my back, I did my neck in, I did my hamstring. So we don't say I did my finger or I did my hand. We don't say that, it's too small. So it tends to be used for rather major parts of the body, like I did my back or I did my shoulder. He then says, that took me out for a while. Now, to take someone out is a phrasal verb, and it actually has a few different meanings. But in this case, it means to remove someone. And because he injured his shoulder, he did his shoulder in, his injury removed him from the sport, so he couldn't play the sport. His injury took him out of the game, his injury took him out of the sport. And the last thing he says is, in the lead up to doing my shoulder. Now, in the lead up to something, this is another phrasal verb, and like with a lot of phrasal verbs, as you've probably discovered, this too has a few different meanings. And here it means the time before something. So another example, we were working very hard in the weeks leading up to the meeting. So we were working very hard during the weeks before the meeting. Or the weeks leading up to Christmas can be very busy buying Christmas gifts and getting ready for the Christmas holidays. Now, going back to the interview, he's talking about his shoulder. So the time before he injured his shoulder. So in the lead up to doing his shoulder. We learned quite a few expressions today. Let's listen to this part of the interview one more time at the normal speed.
It's funny, when I was 12, I thought, that was all that existed for me was AFL. And one of the best and fairest, I think, was the runner-up the following year. And then, as you said, I did my shoulder, and that took me out for a while. And I planned on coming back, and I was surfing a lot more during that time on the lead up to doing my shoulder. And then I missed surfing more than I did football.
Thank you for watching today's video. Please give me a thumbs up if you found it useful so others can find this video as well. Keep practicing, stay safe out there, and I shall see you next time. Bye.